The Guardian Projects, Introduction, Book 5. This book begins inside a distant world called Salawi, a secret homeworld so unique that once you read about it, you will beg to go there. Trust me, it will rock your world like nothing else in the universe. I know, I got a personal invitation that included transportation and room and board. I never wanted to leave once I got there, ever. I know, looking back, you sometimes say, that was then and this is now. We were kids back then. Or even whatever happened in Vegas stays in Vegas, though you rarely go back there, and definitely not to the same bars. Or it's all part of growing up, ever heard that one? This is not the same thing as you will read, and probably read again. Not Salawi, oh no, I could go back tomorrow and never look back. To say I enjoyed myself immensely doesn't do it justice. It was, no, it still is. We did save it from destruction once. The most fucking awesome place in the universe. My visit to Salawi didn't last as long as I would have liked, because a huge ship that had also destroyed my new house with the oil derricks on the bar and my garage with the heavy metal lining was coming after me. Yes, me. This ship was so fucking big and the creatures on it so incredibly huge, I actually jumped through the deck grating to catch a ride once I got on board it. Turns out this ship is more than just a ship. It's alive like Merlin and somehow tied to the fucking Bozjaja legend. It also turns out that it's quite loony, unlike Merlin. Unfortunately, it doesn't belong in our time and may cause terrible consequences if it doesn't leave. Thankfully, it leaves, but not from something I do to it. Back on Earth, I arrived to find the FBI looking for me. Something to do with a man with no genitals and 2 dead people they can't find. Imagine that. Once they see what is really going on, they decide to join the party. Yes, my friends came to throw me a party in my new house. Who knew? During the bash, a new old friend drops by to die. That's right. He needs me to do something that will cause him to die. Ironically, Joan ends up doing it, and his ship takes him back home on autopilot. The day gets stranger as I have to rescue a pretty woman from her deranged husband, and then return home where I am attacked by a legion of Euriska who think I'm a Drexa imposter. Some of their ancestors actually lived here on Earth and were counted in a census done in a country back in the 1800s. The following Monday, after a weekend-long party that could only be described as awesome, and a sleepover with 3 of my children from another world, don't ask, I went to my lawyer's office to take care of some earthly business. There I confronted an old friend and a person who hated me more than life. The ironic part was that I understood and hated myself for the same reason. But in the process of finding closure, we found someone we thought had been dead, and it changed everything. A meeting in the Temin Gavel came first though, duty calls. That is where I get to experience something called the Sodom. You would not survive it as a human, I almost didn't. That it is tied to the legend and the Drellinian people only makes it more unbelievable. That it was part of the past and the future was incredible. That it crushed my tunic and my Zalo lighter was fucking freaky. I missed the chance to meet the PEX ambassador, but Tinja managed to say hello for me, giving him a message he won't forget, while later that day, we met with the mighty Drellinians who decided Joan was their queen by right as the last of the Bozjaja. Interestingly, the royal jewels from Kalmanog that they bestowed upon the queen were older than the planet. This would prove to be the more important than anyone realized, except me. What is also important is a device that will open a universe totally different than ours called the iWin. Of course, ours would not survive that meeting, so I have to figure out a way to stop it. Oh, and an invasion of the Aklevites, a horrible creature, and not just in looks. Creepiest damn things you'll ever meet. People have already claimed to have seen them on this world, and they weren't hallucinating or crazy. They have been here. Where was I? Oh yeah. Once that's done, I have myself kidnapped to find who the murderer is behind Sao Mui Sao. And of course rescue someone, okay, a woman. Boy did I enjoy smacking that bastard, almost as much as his dad. After that, it's back to the mothership and a roller coaster of a ride. I even get to meet the Gomar species, which on Earth They are the size of your hand or smaller, and on the mothership, the size of cars and semis. Enjoy the read. I am Jim Edwards.